I'm back again and welcome back. I want to say thank you for all of you who have been watching our daily stimulus check update videos and stimulus package update videos. This is how to get an 800 credit score LLC. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe below and hit the bell for notifications. That way you'll never miss a single video as we make them here on this channel. Give this video a thumbs up and leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think about the video and the topic being discussed today. Today we're going to talk about how Supreme Court decision yesterday, that was July 6, 2020, means more stimulus checks and bigger stimulus checks also as well. So we're going to definitely get into that right now. As you know, the situation, if you don't already know what's been going on with the stimulus checks, well, I'm talking about the second stimulus checks. Basically, a brief review, Donald Trump said that it will be another stimulus check and it will be bigger and more money than what the Democrats are asking for. So we know the Democrats have asked for $1,200, and that was passed through the HEROES Act. Some Democrats in the House of Representatives also asked for $2,000 a month, RE, the Emergency Money for the People Act. But I'm not going to count that as what Donald Trump referring to, because that Emergency Money for the People Act, the $2,000 a month, did not even make it into the bill, the HEROES Act that was passed through the House. So now that leads me to think of the $1,200. I believe that's what Trump is talking about, that it's going to be more than $1,200. So it's possible it could be a one-time check of $2,000. I know a lot of you in the Facebook group has been asking, how much will it be? When will we get it? I didn't get my first check. Do you think I'm going to get another check, or do I qualify? Will I qualify for the second one? All your questions will be answered. I promise you I will be making more videos. So stay tuned to the channel and watch this video all the way to the end, because I have some bonus information for you too, a special bonus. So if you don't watch this video all the way to the end, you will miss out on the bonus. So today, I decided to make this video about what happened yesterday, and I came across this article too also as well from CNBC, which talks about the Supreme Court decision yesterday. Okay. And basically there's 3 points to the article, the key points. The states can require electoral college voters to back the victor of their state's popular vote, the Supreme Court ruled unanimously Monday. So this was a unanimous decision. And basically what they're saying is that the elector in the electoral college, that delegate, can be forced to vote with the presidential elect, or the candidate, for example, who got the most votes in their state. So we had this issue back in 2016 where Hillary Clinton, she won the popular vote, but she lost the electoral college. That may change this year as of 2020. So 2 cases were brought by electoral college voters in Washington state and Colorado who refused to back Democrat Hillary Clinton in 2016, despite her wins in those states. So those delegates in Washington and Colorado states, they did not vote for Hillary Clinton. And that's part of the reason why she lost too, because she lost the electoral college delegate vote. Like most states, Washington and Colorado have laws that require electors to vote for their pledged candidate. The electors argued that the enforcement of those laws was unconstitutional. States can require electoral college voters to back the victor of their state's popular vote. The Supreme Court ruled unanimously on Monday in a major dispute that could have an impact on November's presidential contest. I believe that that's going to have a major impact on November's presidential contest, because if we have a replay of 2016 and Biden wins the popular vote, then it's possible Trump could lose the election, because those states will force those electoral delegates, the electoral college delegates, to vote for Biden if Biden won the popular vote in those states, thereby giving Biden more delegates than Donald Trump in the electoral college and making Biden the next president in the United States in 2020 to also as well. Here's an opinion from one of the judges on the Supreme Court, Elena Kagan. Nothing in the Constitution expressly prohibits states from taking away presidential electors' voting discretion. And Kagan quoted the Constitution that states broad power over electors, and electors themselves have no rights. So what they're saying is electors, the delegates themselves have no rights in this matter. Okay, they cannot just wake up in the morning and say, well, I want to vote for Biden, or wake up in the morning and say, I want to vote for Trump. No, they can't do that. They can't just say, well, I'm a Republican, I'm going to vote for Trump. No, they would have to vote by whoever won their popular vote in their state. To also as well, Kagan gives some history here that says states decided to tie electors to the presidential choices of others, whether legislatures or citizens, except that legislatures no longer play a role. That practice continued for more than 200 years. So basically, that's been a long practice where they tied electors to presidential choices of others. And that's been going on for 200 years, according to Justice Kagan, too, also as well. All of her fellow judges voted like she did, or carried the same opinion that she did, I should say, except for Justice Clarence Thomas, who he sided with the majority for different reasons. Now, these two cases that the article mentioned in Washington State and the other one in Colorado, these were brought by electoral college voters in Washington State and Colorado who refused to back Democrat Hillary Clinton in 2016, despite her wins in those states. So they absolutely refused to back Hillary Clinton, maybe because they didn't like her, maybe because of their political preference. Maybe they were Republican, conservative, who knows? Okay, but in both cases, the Democratic electors were mounting last-ditch efforts to prevent Donald Trump from taking office after it was apparent that he had won enough votes to carry the election. Yeah, so Donald Trump had won enough votes in the Electoral College to win the election, and we already know that. Okay, the article continues to say that in every state besides Maine and Nebraska, allocates all of its electoral college representation to electors who have committed to vote for the winner of the state popular vote. And most cases, including Washington and Colorado, have laws that require electors to vote for their pledged delegate. The electors who brought the two cases argued that the enforcement of those laws was unconstitutional. Michael Baca, the Colorado elector, that was the Colorado delegate's name, he was replaced before he could cast his vote for former Ohio Governor John Kasich. So they didn't like that he was voting for John Kasich, so they replaced him. 3 Washington electors were hit with $1,000 fines after voting for former Secretary of State Colin Powell. I'm surprised people even voted for him back then, but the lower courts divided on the issue, with courts in Colorado and Washington ultimately coming down on opposite sides. The federal appeals court in Colorado sided with Baca. That's the Colorado Electoral College delegate, while the Washington Supreme Court sided with the state and upheld the fines. So they upheld the $1,000 fines and they sided with the state. The Supreme Court's action on Monday, that was yesterday, what we're talking about here, it affirmed the Washington court's decision and reversed the Colorado decision. Justice Sonia Sotomayor recused herself from the Colorado case. Judge Thomas, joined in part by Justice Neil Gorsuch, that's the one that Donald Trump had pushed through into the Supreme Court a few years back when he first became president in 2016. If you guys remember, he wrote separately to express different reasons for his vote. Rather than find that the Constitution grants states power over electors, Thomas wrote that the Constitution was silent on the matter. And Justice Thomas, basically what he was saying is, quote, when the Constitution is silent, authority resides with the states over the people, Thomas wrote. So basically he's saying when the Constitution has nothing to say about the issue, then we'll just leave it on the states to decide, to also as well. So basically, I'm not going to go through the whole article, paragraph by paragraph, people, but in a nutshell, what the article is saying that now states can force these electoral college delegates to vote the same way the people, the majority of that state is voting. So they can no longer change their vote and go against the people's vote, the popular vote, in other words. Not even if they're Republican and say Biden, for example, won the popular vote in that state, they cannot just say, well, I don't want to vote for Biden because he's a Democrat, I'm voting for Trump. No, they can't do that. You know, the states can actually force them to vote alongside with the popular vote and vote for Biden. So because we had instance in 2016 where Hillary Clinton, I believe, in my opinion, was less liked than Biden. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of people don't like Biden either, even Democrats. But Hillary Clinton was far less liked than Biden, and she won the popular vote. So in this situation, and Biden wins the popular vote in November, Trump, it could be over for Trump. Okay. And I believe Trump knows this too also as well, because he's been losing in the polls to Biden for a long time. And I'm not talking about just Democratic mainstream media news outlets saying this, like CNBC, CBS, NBC, and CNN. No, I'm also saying that Fox News and Tucker Carlson has made it plain and clear that Trump is losing the election right now, according to all the polls. Matter of fact, Trump has got so pissed off at Fox News that Trump pretty much disowned Fox News, and he told all of his followers to watch AON, I believe it is. I'm not sure if I have the letters right, but it's a different television news outlet, okay, network. That's how mad Trump was. But he was thinking that Fox News is always going to take his side because they're Republican and he's Republican. But no, they didn't. You know, more than one time, Fox News has mentioned that Trump is losing the election. Okay. So what does that mean for us and our stimulus checks? Well, basically, that's why the title for this video, okay, House Supreme Court decision yesterday, July 6, 2020, means more stimulus checks for, us, and bigger stimulus checks also as well. Because if Trump loses the election in November and we happen to get a Democrat president, it could mean that we could also have a Democrat Senate also as well, a majority Democrat Senate. And then I believe Chuck Schumer may be the leader of the Senate because he's the lead Democrat over there. So in the past, the HEROES Act was passed. Many other Democratic proposals was made. I went over a lot of them in the last video, in case you guys watch. And the $2,000 a month bill, which never made it into the HEROES Act, but this is an example of so many different stimulus check bills that was passed, and hazard pay and unemployment, so many things. Okay, there will be more and more stimulus checks just coming out of Congress, signed by Joe Biden, like crazy, more than you could even imagine. I believe there will even be a universal basic income if Biden wins the election and the Democrats take over the Senate. And right now, the Democrats have a really good chance of taking over the Senate in November. Okay. So there you have it, people. And, just for a little bonus information for you guys, so you guys can keep up to date on what's going on with the stimulus checks, definitely go ahead and join our Facebook group. It's called Stimulus Check Updates on Facebook. I will leave you a link in the description. So click on the link inside of the description, join the Facebook group, so that way you can get you can even get hourly updates too, also as well, hour by hour, because people are always conversating about this. We just started the group a few days ago, and we already got almost 3,000 members inside of the group. Hopefully, we're hoping to make 10,000 members by the end of this week. So join the Facebook group. And thank all of you guys for watching. And if you haven't already, definitely subscribe to this channel. Hit the bell for notifications. That way you never miss a single video as we make them. Hit the thumbs up button so YouTube will be able to promote this video, put it in front of more people also as well. And from all of us here at the How to Get an 800 Credit Score family, stay safe, be blessed. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.